Hey guys, welcome back to Vinceville Custom. So today we're going to do this garage kit review on a DX8 Designs Windrider Savage Land Storm statue. It's a 1/4 scale and it was sculpted by Sheridan Doose. Now at the beginning of the video you saw the 3D sculpture of it, and this is actually printed by Onage. So I just got these in the mail yesterday and I really wanted to take a look at it now just to get an idea. I won't be able to work on this probably till like January, February of 2019. We're in December now of 2018, but I just wanted to get this opened up, take a look at her, and see how everything is. So Onage printed it out. They made copies, and they look like they did a really good job on this so far. One of the things is when I opened it up, I didn't really pull out all the pieces yet. I just wanted to get an idea of what it was looking like. So my only concern is, I know Onage likes to put magnets in the pieces of statues on these kits, but a lot of the kits I work on from Onage, I like to take the magnets out and make the item solid, because if you have magnets at the knee, at the waist, at the head, and the hands, it could wobble on you. So it's always better to kind of repin everything and make everything solid. So but we'll see how this is looking. So I just kind of want to keep all the pieces together and see how things are looking. But the sculpture looks great. I really like the idea of a Savage Land Storm. I think it's a really good idea. So it's only going to be a little tricky when she's done, but looking at it so far, it already looks like you'll be able to kind of wrap her back up and put her back into the box just like this, and then you can magnetize everything, at least from what I can tell. But we will I see already that that leg is separated. So let's start off with these little pieces here. I want to try to keep them going. So this is a arm. Nice, good, clean casting on the arm. Very well, very clean. Magnetized already. One of the downsides I've noticed though with some of the Onage pieces is the magnets are very weak sometimes. So I've actually had to replace a couple magnets in some Onage pieces in the past. So we'll see what goes on with that. So over here in this little baggie, it looks like we got a lot of little pieces. So we got, I guess, the removable pieces for her bottom. We got her hand. We got some hair pieces, the other hand, and earrings. Okay, so we'll be careful with those for now. Let's see how this comes out. Okay, so this piece, oh, she already is pegged. Okay, so that's kind of good. I was kind of worried if she wasn't pegged. So she does come with a magnet. And that's actually fairly strong magnet, so that's not bad. Really nice sculpt, really nice body sculpt. Sheridan Doose does some really good muscular, toned figures, male and female, so that looks pretty good. Not bad. So I just want to be very careful with pieces around here on the arm. That could be a little bit fragile, but other than that, we're looking pretty good. Over here is the head, so I want to make sure I don't break anything, because it looks like a little bit of a fragile with the hair. Sometimes you gotta, like, if I was to put this back in the box, I might actually cut a little extra foam. So the head looks pretty good. Good sculpt with it. Now that I got this, see, it's always good to see an item in your hand physically. And it looks a little bit different than what you would see on the 3D print. So, not bad. So let's grab the body and see how this looks. So, it goes like that. Not bad. Really looks good. Alright, we'll put this over here. And then we'll put this over here. So, alright, I think we got the arm and the base. So what I'm going to do is we'll stop the camera now. I'll get set up on where I airbrush. We'll put everything up there and we'll look at her pretty well. Really not a lot to her as far as pieces. I think the most amount of pieces will be in this little baggie here, which I'll have to go through. But it's not where, you got to attach legs and attach all these arms and extra pieces and stuff like that. So it's a fairly simplified kit. So let's get set up on the airbrush booth and we'll take a better look at her. Okay, here she is, and she's looking great. Really great sculpt in person. I really like to see, these 3D prints, items in hand. Because when you see the 3D sculpt in, like, the file, it looks great. And then when you see like ownage printed out and you see it on their backdrop, it looks great. But once you get the item in hand, you can really, you know, get all the detail and everything looking pretty well. So there's some ups and downs with the kit, but nothing major. One of the fragile parts of the whole entire kit is the hair. So she's going to have a couple wisps in her hair up here, I guess. And then she's going to have the earrings that are from this little baggie in here. So that's going to be the most fragile part of the whole kit. So if you get the kit and you paint it up yourself and say, you know, you're doing your studio or you're doing your collection room and you need to pack up the item and redo it. So that's one of the things you would have to be worried about is this headpiece, because you got this little strand back here and then you got some other stuff around there. So you want to be very, very careful with that. Personally, for me, if this was my kit, I would actually take this little strand out. It just seems a little bit out of place with all this. That's kind of what I would do. But if you know, if you want to keep everything the way the kit is, you just got to be careful of that stuff. Other than that, it's got a really great sculpt detail. I really like the way they did the wrinkles on the shirt up there, as you can see. Really nice abs, nice legs. Really, definitely athletic, you know, tone. From what I understand, they went after, you know, like a really not super muscular, but a nice, like, athletic body, which is kind of great. Really good sculpt. And of course, you get the nice booty shot for you guys. So it's going to be pretty cool. Now, she's not all the way in the base, and we're going to kind of go over that now. The reason why she's not in the base, I think it's just the factory just didn't drill the holes correctly. So what I'm going to do is we'll stop the camera and we'll kind of get into the feet a little bit, because I want to pop off the head and hands and just kind of explain what's going on. Alright, so I went over the kit a little bit more and I'm seeing what's going on, and it's actually very simple. So there's only really one issue with the kit that might happen with a lot of them. I've actually had this problem in the past when I did my Gladiator kits a while back, because when you have both feet that have rods in them that are going into the base, what it is the factory doesn't actually line up the holes correctly, and I'll show you that in a second. But the one thing I'm going to do with this kit is I'm probably going to take the magnets out of here, and I'll put stronger N50 or N52 magnets in there, so when these legs connect, they are connected and they won't go anywhere. When I pop her out, I'll show you in a second why I feel that they're not as strong as they should be. And I think this is a thing that ownage does every once in a while, is they just don't put these strong magnets in. So the reason why you want to put stronger magnets in too is, one, you want these legs as tight as possible for when you line up your pegging in the base, and the other thing is when you put a piece of metal in this thing, it'll just connect on there and it won't go anywhere. And the same thing with the bikini as well. So the reason why they have the split legs is you can put the bikini on or you can put the sashes on. So going to kind of explain what's going on with the bottom of the base. It's very simple. I had this issue with the Gladiator kits too I did a while back, and a couple other kits in the past as well. So when you have 2 feet that have 2 prong keys like this, right, and that go into the base, you shouldn't really have an issue. Now, if the casting on the rods is wrong, so if you have one at an angle and you have another one, they're never going to line up correctly. It's going to be a nightmare to get these things pieced up. But as far as I can tell, these rods are lined up very well with the casting, so they should go into the base with no issue. But the problem is I think what the factory did is they have some markings on the feet where the feet are, and the issue is they didn't drill the holes correctly. So all I'm going to really do is pretty much just re-drummel these holes wider, throw some Magic Sculptor A's in there, and rework these keys after I've done this magnet. Once this piece is, see how it's kind of like, it kind of connects. It's not falling off, but it will. So if you hold her like this, it doesn't really hold as much as I would like it to. If you put an N52 magnet in there, literally that sucker's not going anywhere. So all the main issue is, you can see these are lined up very well. Like if you put your knuckle there, you get the same amount of you know, hitting on each all part, so it looks pretty good. The problem is these rods are not lined up. I made a little bit of a black marker here, so you can see that this piece isn't really lined up with this foot in here. So when this goes in, it's not really lining up with that foot spot there. So what it is I got to rework that. So what I probably would end up doing is drummeling this hole up here bigger, and drummeling this hole a little bit bigger, and then actually start working out this keying easier and make sure it lines up there. Now, if for any reason these feet don't line up with these little key pieces here with the footprints, I'll just work in some Aves and I'll fix it up. So other than that, that's pretty much it. That's the only thing I see wrong with the kit. It's nothing major, and I just kind of want to explain that now to you guys just to give you a better idea of everything. But like I said, there is no flashing at all, because usually when you do your castings, you know, there might be like a line or a seam line of the casting there. You know, you might get like a seam line going across the piece here wherever they split it, or the arms, and literally there's nothing. Like, Onage does amazing castings. And I think the only downfall is just keying. Just keying and magnets. I think that's the only thing that's the downfall, but literally that's nothing compared to other kits out there. Now, as far as the base is nice and clean. There's no issues with the base. You know, it's just a matter of you can paint it up any way you want. You can, you know, make it look like the jungle. You can add anything. You know, you just have fun with it. So that's pretty much where we're at with the kit. Just wanted to give you guys a rundown of the review. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's going to be a great paint up, and it should be really cool. And I think she's actually a cool item, even if you wanted to get the kit and customize her into maybe a different version of Storm. You know, you can actually make her into the white version, Jim Lee. You know, you could do some cool things with this one, so it doesn't always have to be painted up as Savage Land. You can always get the kit and customize it into a thing. Another cool thing is she's got kind of a build where you can make a muscular character, almost like a She-Hulk or something too. But there you go. That is the Savage Land Storm. Really great sculpt, really great design, very good clean castings, and just two issues that are pretty simple. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more videos.